A lot of us have our own struggles, time in our lives when we doubt, hey, is this the right path that I should be on? Well, there's a great quote that goes along with that. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And this kind of ties into the each of our own journeys. Um, I really agree with this quote because sometimes I believe it foreshadows the grit and um, opposition that sometimes all of us need to discover who we really are, to find the grit and perseverance within ourselves to keep going. And I feel like there's a greater reward than just instant gratification. I have a great story about a man who rose from from homelessness, from poverty, into a millionaire, all while he had a 6-year-old son to take care of. And I'm gonna take 3 points from his life that tie in with the quote I mentioned earlier, because really believe it plays really well into this. First, I'm gonna go over. He was a man that people could count on, that his son can count on. And second, he was a man that was willing to take a risk and change the course of his life. And thirdly, once he reached that goal, it didn't just stop there. He kept going. So I'm gonna go over those real quick. Number one, a lot of people, when they're put under stress with people relying on him, especially his 6-year-old son, with his son relying on him, a lot of fathers walk out on their sons. And he had every right to walk out because, again, he had a job he had a job before that was paying pretty well, and then things didn't end up going well, and he lost it. So him and his son were on the streets, just dirt poor, and he had the option to say, "I'm done. I'm gonna leave," and give up. But no, he stuck it out. And number two, he decided if things are gonna get better, I have to do something. So he went out looking for a job, and he ended up finding one. However, this opportunity was um, an unpaid internship, and out of the 20 people interning, only one person was picked to join the company, and he took that risk knowing that at the end there could be the possibility that he could be dropped, and he would be in the same situation, wasting 6 months of his life. But he was doing this because he believed that was the way he needed to go to save him and his son from homelessness and all the ugly parts of this world that encompass that. And thirdly, once he was picked for that job, but once he reached that goal, he didn't stop there. And a lot of people that get out of poverty, they end up falling in because of one thing: consistency. They lack consistency. This man did not lack his consistency, and he kept moving and ended up becoming a millionaire. And this was just the ultimate comeback story because he believed in himself. He was number one, as I mentioned earlier. He was someone people could count on, that people could count on. That's why he was hired. That's why his son. That's why he was able to take care of his son. And number two, he was willing to take a risk, and he landed that job. He changed his life. And number three, he kept with it. And now, look, he's a millionaire now. And now he can support himself, his son, and many more people that look up to him. So it really ties back into when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, that we shouldn't be looking at it as a bad way. We should be looking at it as an opportunity to grow, because you never know what we will become after the bad times have passed. Thank you.